Hi, everybody. Welcome to Copi Cafe. This is episode. Well, this is the brown sauce episode. In
Heinz
brown,
varieties,
the Heinz
57.
variety, Copi Cafe 57. So, yeah, we're excited. This is going to be a fun episode for a lot of reasons. We're getting so close to launching. Anybody that is not familiar with what we are, Cornucopias game. We are an MMORPG with a variety of lands and a variety of things to do, and NFT vehicles that you can go from land to land and participate in different curated experiences that we've created for you. But also in the future, you'll be able to participate in building out your own domes and doing a variety of things yourself. So the community will eventually contribute to content in this game. There's so much to explain. I can give you a different introduction every week, but hey, go check us out. Dig into the Cornucopias wiki. That's where you really find out the most about what we're doing, and join our community, our Discord, please. All right. So you got Rob Gregg here and Josh Jones. And Rob, what are you drinking today?
Oh, so today, freshly squeezed, apparently, I'm drinking some orange juice.
100% pure.
100%.
I got to say, pure orange juice, freshly squeezed, is quite amazing. Good job. I am just drinking brown sauce. No, it's a little iced coffee beverage. And
we have HP brown sauce in the UK. I know it's a bit of a novelty for American.
It sucks that this episode is named brown sauce because it's an amazing episode. I mean, you guys might consider brown sauce amazing. For those of you in the US that don't know, in the UK, they call it brown sauce, what we call Heinz 57 or steak sauce or A1 or whatever. It's like, that's their version of that. And we always find that rather funny.
Yeah, because when I went to America last year, I was saying, where's your brown sauce? I have brown sauce with everything.
That's good stuff. All right, we got a lot ahead to cover. So much to cover in this episode. We're going to try to be quick with all of it, but there's a lot of exciting stuff up ahead. So hang in there with us. We're going to cover a Q2 summary. So Rob's going to walk us through. He's going to read through a document, try to keep that pretty quick, but there's a lot to cover for Q2. We're going to go into the game launcher and roles updates, which is really fun. I'm going to cover the vehicle class review. We're going to talk about an announcement, a special announcement. Then we'll take some community questions, and as always, we'll end with a nice leak for you guys. It's not just a nice leak; it's an amazing leak. I'm pretty fired up about it. So let's kick it off.
We are on the verge of going into Q3, which is really exciting because Q3 is when everything kind of goes live. But let's quickly go over Q2. And if I go too slow, Callum can put me on double speed. So we had a really, really good quarter of agile planning. We updated so much and created loads of artwork for Clido Valley, the resort, and the raceway. We continued to work on Solace 1 and we started Solace 2. We created the new player portal website, and that actually was updated today. So now we have working player roles as well. That web portal is capable of reading your Web3 wallet with NFTs. I mean, that's absolutely amazing. That opens up now, so much. Players came in and created their own player profile name, which is really huge. We created game launchers and game launcher APIs and web APIs. We integrated those with the UE5 game and the actual launcher itself. We tested and implemented bits with GameLift and EC2. So all this is leading up to racing, which is coming almost at a blink of an eye. We started testing the racing game internally with the resort and racing, and everybody saw Josh, myself, and some of the team members playing in the valley. We released some huge videos on that.
A huge win that was, getting just 6 people in one server together. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and we had to figure out how to actually do recording and keep the quality. You know, so much hardware we're now putting on eBay. We're planning. We started to plan our two main public meetups this year, 24th to the 26th of August in Denver, Colorado at Rare Evo, and 29th of October to the 1st of September, CNFT which is now called NFT XLV. We announced a new layer 2 with Dega. That's going to hold all our racing data. That is absolutely huge. We're starting with racing data, creating APIs. That will grow massively. We took on
And
two
their
team
and their
members.
ISPO, that's we encourage you guys to go participate in their ISPO. It's a great one for the Dega coin. Go ahead, Rob. Sorry.
Yep. We took on two new team members, and we've got more to come in Q3 and Q4. We integrated AI into the Copi Wiki, which was absolutely huge. We announced also a partnership related, similar to that, with
Sophia Verse and Singularity Net.
yeah, so much on. My head can't keep up. We launched a brand new YouTube series called Cornucopia Universe with Jake as the new face. Initially, he's doing summaries of Copi Cafe, but that will extend to do all kinds of information about the game. The community have grown, and we will pretty soon update the roadmap for Q3 and Q4. Probably we did loads more, but I mean that's without me waffling.
We did. Do you need to take a deep breath? We did do loads more. We've gotten started with the email campaigns. So that's set up so that we could communicate more regularly. But there's just so much more that we could add to that has been done. The reality, though, is you did cover a majority of the major accomplishments of this quarter, and it's significant. But I mean, we could give you a list of hundreds of things, tidying up each vehicle and making it race ready. That's each one of those is a significant milestone. And so like there's just so much continuing work on Solace. Like we've started with Solace 2, and Solace 2 is in motion, and there's a whole new production pipeline for how we're going to organize getting each section of the land ready, and there's just tons. So we could go on and on there. But we wanted to give you a quick, dense Q2 summary. So that's it. But if you want the long version, I mean, we can spend 5 hours and list it all out. We're productive. We got great stuff going.
This month's update, actually, in the Copi Wiki, Zach's put in a nice summary as well.
Excellent. Yeah, very good. I want to run through that and add some things before he goes live with it. But yeah, I'm glad you got that going again. So some game news for you guys. The launcher is being internally tested right now as we speak. The team is testing the launcher. Things are looking great there, and also the roles. So with the launcher, we're going to be going to the public with that very soon. Probably next week, we'll go to public testing on that. But it won't be to launch the game necessarily next week, obviously, but it will be testing the features of the launcher and things of that nature. If we don't need to test it via public, we may do that slightly different. So we might change. I don't know exactly. We might couple that with the actual game launch. We might do a segmented testing of that. The question still remains, but it's really ready to go. Like it's looking great, functioning great. I'm really proud of the team once again. And the roles. So this was something you devised. You want to tell a little bit about where we're at with the roles? Because we literally just found out 10 minutes ago from Jeff. So you want to talk about that real quick?
They're ready. They're going live. Yeah. So the roles is a really clever way for us to be able to control what goes on in the game. So as we're testing, for example, we want the mythic holders to enter certain areas first, and then we want legendary NFT holders to go in. So we have full control to do that. Then over time, we'll be able to open up different parts of the games. We open different areas, all based on roles. So if we've got a new section, we could open it up to the live version. We could test it in our testing area. Then we can push it live. Nobody knows it's there except for the testers. The testers can have a role. They can go in, test this new functionality. If everybody's happy, we flick a switch. We don't need to do update, nothing. It's live, and we can just say, there you go. So it's really powerful, and yeah, it's great to see that it's just launched. internally.
And that's huge because we can start working on our, basically, we're so close. There's more on this in a minute. But it enables us to start forming these testing groups and really get going, which is awesome. Very, very exciting. So yeah, thank you for that update on roles. All right, now I want to go into some of the vehicle classes and what we're trying to do to really appeal to mainstream gaming. This is our first public release, and there's some important expectations that kind of occur in the mainstream gaming from gamers that play over and over again. And one of the things is that there's new content for them to buy and participate and use in the game. There needs to be enough of that. And that's a big part of what I want to talk about right here. So we have 3 vehicle classes that I'm going to talk about right now. Okay, so for the A class of vehicles, we have a problem. We only have one. It's the T1, and that's the free-to-use vehicle, but mainstream gamers need to see more content in that, so we need to fill that class up. There's an issue there. All right, now onto the B class. With the B class, we've got the OG Bubble Jet Sprinter, we've got the GTI Javelin, and we've got the T1. So the T1 is the free-to-use vehicle that everybody can use, and that's going to be in all 3 classes. Just slightly different varieties of the T1 to make it class specific. That way, the game is still free to play, right? So anybody can get in and play using the T1. The OG Bubble Jet Sprinter, the GTI Javelin, and the T1 are in the B class. And then in the C class, we've got the Bubble Jet Sprinter, the Astro Core Dynamics 4, which is a new vehicle you guys will be soon more aware of. And then we've got the T1. So this is kind of what we're seeing as needed for traditional, the mainstream approach. We've got to have more content in that A class, because if we don't do something soon, we're not going to, this is very appealing for the mainstream gamers, is to have options in each class. And that's an incredibly important thing for us. So we're going to have a sale coming up soon. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. This is huge. But before we go there, I want to talk a little bit about the burning mechanism idea. So this is not set in stone. This is not set in stone, but we want to have a vehicle scrapyard. And the reason is, when we're appealing to mainstream gamers, we want them to be able to come in. If you noticed in our player account setup, you can skip adding the Web3 wallet. You don't have to add a Web3 wallet to play the game. That's very important. We've thought through all of this. We want to bring in mainstream. That's huge. That will educate and entertain them, learning about NFTs and learning about the power of NFTs for gaming, but we're not requiring it of them. We're going to bring them into it with a vision, right? So when we're trying to appeal to those mainstream gamers, they can skip the Web3 wallet. They can even use an NFT vehicle. So what will happen is, if they want to buy, for example, the GTI Javelin, and well, actually, it would have to be a new vehicle that's available because the GTI Javelin's sold out. But what I'm saying is, if there's a new vehicle that's available for them to buy in the marketplace, and they want to buy that using fiat, they can. And what we'll do with that is we'll reserve that NFT. And if at some point in time they want to convert that to their NFT, they can convert it. So that will reserve those NFTs. Now, the important thing about this is, if they don't want to, when it's time to let that go, they can burn that. They can basically say, I want to now use that, and burn it, which will send it to a vehicle scrapyard. And they can use that burn transaction receipt as a discount on a new vehicle. Many of you who are Web3 savvy, you'll just go sell it in, JPEG Store or our marketplace or another marketplace, because that's what makes sense. That's where you'll get the biggest return. But as a traditional gamer or a mainstream gamer, you may not want to deal with that. So now we've got a burn mechanism. Now, again, this is not set in stone. This is very early conversations. There's a lot of planning and a lot of things we really got to think through on this. But we wanted to let you know we're thinking of something really cool there. It's, again, not set in stone, but we really like the idea. So if you guys don't mind, give us some feedback in Discord. We'd love to hear what your thoughts are on that idea. But basically, anybody could burn, not just the mainstream gamers. If you guys wanted to burn and get a discount on a new vehicle, you can, but it's probably more economically sound, to go to the marketplace and sell it there. That being said, it is definitely an option for you guys. Or will be an option for you guys if we go through with this. But give us your feedback on that. All right. So we've covered the class structure. Sorry, Rob, I'm covering a lot here.
No,
I know
just a couple of things on that. The classes, okay. The classes are different, but the different classes is the speed of the vehicles. Each of the vehicles will have different handling as well. So that all comes into that.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So now the need for an NFT sale. We need content in each of these classes for mainstream. We also really wanted to be live. We wanted the game to be live before we did our next NFT sale. And that might still be the case. But the fact is for planning purposes, we just need to get this in motion. We need to have the content up there. It's going to make it a lot easier if we run the sale. We'll just schedule the sale. We may be live before the sale. We may not be to the public, to the small public testing group. We're just not sure. We're going to try to hit that target. If we can, great. If not, it's going to be really close. We're really close. But that being said, I think a lot of you are excited about this next T3 vehicle. So that's the vehicle. So basically, to the A class, we only currently have the T1. We need to have an OG Bonanza. So we're going to do the OG next week. Yeah. We need to have the T3, which is our next sale. So we're going to have the T3 vehicle sale. And I mean, guys, this is fun. Like, we get to do another sale and get more vehicles in. It's going to be more appealing to mainstream. We're talking about a sweet burn mechanism. Things are getting buttoned up. We are getting so freaking close to launching this game to the public. And when I say launching to the public, this is launching Cornucopias game with special access to the Racing League, the Toledo Valley. So that's the launch. We're launching Cornucopias game, which gives you special access to our Racing League, Racing Toledo Valley. And the reason that we say it that way is because Cornucopias game is so much more than just racing. And so the phrasing we've chosen to use now moving forward is we're launching Cornucopias and we're giving special access to Toledo Valley as part of that launch. Because there's so much more to unfold to what we're doing. And as Rob indicated, man, we've got lots of progress on our lands and Solace and Esperanza, and we're going to get a lot more. That's another reason we got to get this sale going in this game. The launch to the public is we need to now start shifting some focus a little bit more to getting Solace, Esperanza, and all of these things going. So I haven't given you guys a date. The dates that we're thinking about right now are for the OG Mint. We are thinking Wednesday the 5th. And for the T3, Wednesday the 12th. No times yet, but those are the targets. And again, the game should be live shortly, either before or shortly after that. It's not going to be a long period of time. We are looking really solid. We're at these final stages, buttoning everything up, all sorts of good stuff happening, barring any major issues, which I think we've worked through most of the major issues. I think we're in great shape, really great shape. So I'm excited, and I hope you guys are excited. And I guess now it's time for the community. And stay tuned for our leak, but we want to get into some community questions. I got some questions for you today from our community. Rob, are you ready?
Yep, let's do it.
Okay. This is from Empire. Is it possible for community members to be considered for NPC voices, or is it going to be only hired professionals? I volunteer as tribute.
Well, I mean, if Empire volunteers, and I do know that she's got her own little podcast, let's see what we can do.
Let's hear your radio voice. All right. Empire, yeah, that's a good answer. and I think we're open to the idea. Just need to have tryouts or figure out some way of doing that in the future. I don't know. I think it's a cool idea for sure. This question is from Genius Knight. Hello, Rob and Josh. I was feeling, is it already possible to give us some info about the game economic? Only small leaks. It helps us, the community, in many ways. Thanks in advance.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably long overdue. Of we are, when you look at some other metaverses, they are kind of here's some land plot and you go and build whatever you want on it. We are we are building more of an immersive experience that's driven by tasks that looks similar to a traditional game, something like Fortnite. So there's different use cases. We have landowners and we have players. But if I give you some information, I suppose from a landowner's point of view, because I know quite a few people have some of our NFTs. So there'll be a number of seasons. Seasons will probably be round about 12 weeks. And in that 12 weeks, you will open your land up. You will have in front of you then a target of about 100 levels that you need to achieve. And the way you achieve the levels is by gaining XP. So some of the XP the landowner will earn themselves by building fences, adding farmyards, and creating land and other structures like that. Now, depending on the rarity of your land plot, you will start off with some raw materials, and some of the rarities will have more materials. So you'll build fences, and you'll have level 1 fences, level 2, and so on and so on. And every time you're completing something, you'll gain XP and you'll move up a few levels. Now, when players come in and they are planting seeds and farming them and harvesting them, those will also earn the landowner XP, and this is how they will get the majority. The land has its own XP. It's like its own little player. You will also be able to eventually upgrade your farmhouse and take on tenants, and by doing that will gain you XP. But those tenants themselves, they will actually be able to take on some of the roles of the landowner, so the landowner doesn't always have to be on his land. And we'll explore more of that in the future. There's a lot of information, a lot of alpha, a lot of leaks within that conversation. So play it back again, and we'll share more in the future.
And what I would add to that, just as a reminder, is this is subject to change. That is our current plans as of now, but it is subject to change because there are so many variables and so many problems to consider. But that being said, you can't hold us set in stone to stuff like this because it's just a lot. So be careful for those of you that are planning around certain things, because we are a startup. Everything is subject to change in a startup business, and even more so in a game with so many variables and such high qualities of the game to be performant and so many different things. It's a lot. And at the speed that we're operating, it's crazy. But I'm not saying that to diminish anything you said. That's solid gameplay stuff and solid economics within the game that we're very excited about, and we want that to be a part of this. I just want to make sure that we're announcing it lousely. Okay, so that does it for the questions.
But there's slightly a little bit more to that story, and that is, the rewards themselves, depending how high up you get in that 100 levels, will depend on the reward that the landowner gets, and the landowners, because they're providing utility in the game, they will receive an amount of Copi.
Yeah. Very solid. All right. So that is it. Okay. That's it for our questions. And now we need to go into something very exciting. It's our leak. But so that Rob and I aren't talking over the leak this time, we're going to wrap up the episode and just say thank you guys for being a part of our community, for staying up to date with what we're doing in the depths of this bear market and all of that stuff. We've been building hard and going fast, and it's a lot of fun. And we thank you guys for staying in there with us. And we will see you next time. Enjoy this leak.
Yep. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.